I what's up? What's happening? We here to talk. So we here to talk about Frenchie Montana, cause he thinks Drake and Rick Ross will eventually squash their beef. Well, I believe Drake and French Montana at this point have squashed their beef or whatever beef they did have. Like they cool again. It looks like it at least. So I do believe at some point, hopefully, Rick Ross and Drake. Cause to be like, I just didn't understand. Like I was like, okay, Rick Ross. Like I just didn't understand. I was just so confused. I was just so confused when that was going on. But anyways, with that being said, let's see what French Montana said. So, French Montana told Bootleg Cliff the story behind the mythical Splash Brothers collab between him, Drake, and Rick Ross. Back when Drake was beefing with Rick Ross and many others in 2024, allegations emerged that he sent a cease and desist to French Montana over his verse on Splash Brothers, which allegedly caused Ross to switch up on the Sixth God. But French Montana went a little bit more in depth with Bootleg Kev about the track and its history on his latest podcast episode. There's a leaked version with Drake, he explained, as caught by whatever plug channel on Twitter/X. The Splash Brothers record never came out with Drake because the version that we had a verse from Rose. I think Drake was waiting for another verse from Rose for the record. I think he wanted him to cut another verse. Either he said something on the first verse or something had happened. It was supposed to be a stay scheming part 2, French continued. Drake sent me Splash Brothers for his album. It was Drake's song and he sent it to me. He went on to say that Drizzy told him to make 3 different hooks. The Toronto superstar picked the best one and then decided on the final version of the track after the boys' verse. By the time they linked in the Bahamas, Ross had his verse. I liked Ross's verse. So again, and no shade to Drake, but I thought Ross's verse was great. I ain't gonna lie. The collab was presumably for More Life. Based on the timeline, the unforgettable artist explained. Since Ross didn't do the verse on time, he was like, "You want the record?" I was like, "I'll take it." So it was never something like it was mine, French Montana said of Drake and Rick Ross. Bootleg Kev even brought up the beef between them. It'll happen. French responded to the notion of the Lord knows duo squashing their beef. Brothers always fight and make up, man. It will happen. Nobody got shot. Nobody died, you know. See, J. Cole. J. Cole, as much as I appreciate you and I like to fall off of that shit you did with What If, with the Biggie and Pac shit, trying to like add to your story. You try to do Reincarnated by Kendrick Lamar on his GNX album. You try to do your version of that on the fall off of What If, because you try to do the Biggie and Pac shit. You kind of alluded to this Drake and Kendrick shit. At least that's what I got from it. And then like, yeah, honestly, you should have did a third verse and said, "I'm J. Cole. This is my perspective." Yeah, anyways, I gotta go listen to Reincarnated again. That was such a great song. I gotta go listen to that again. Anyways, French Montana recently clarified his relationship with Drake, once again affirming to fans that they are all good. In fact, he teased an idea of the OVO mogul doing a song with French's wavy collaborator Max B one day, which could be special. I would actually like to see that. Like, Max B just got to catch the beat a little bit. He came back home. He ain't really catching the beats like that, but it's fine, bro. He has to readjust, so we're going to give him time. But I would like to see Drake and Max B in French. That might be a decent little record. I ain't going to lie. I would hope they can get past their stuff, so I will agree with French here. I would hope that eventually Drake and Kendrick could be good. Sorry, Kendrick. Well, them too. But, like, Drake and Rick Ross will be good. Sorry, every time I'm thinking of beefs, yeah, Drake and Kendrick just comes to my mind. But Drake and Rick Ross will be cool eventually. I ain't gonna lie though, I'm still on Drake, bro. Nigga said, "Man, your ex, man, I ain't did nothing with her, man. I ain't smashed no baby. And I just kissed her a little bit. I lip locked with her." Light skinned niggas, I swear, bro, y'all chat too. Lip lock. Wow. Anyways, besides all that, I do hope eventually they do, settle their grievances and they can, get back together, because they have too many collaborations that are flames. It's like how I felt when there was no more Lil Baby in Gunna. When you sit down and look at all the songs Rick Ross and Drake have been on together, you like, man, this some heat. We ain't gonna get this again. looking now. Look at yourself and be upset. Telling you, just look at yourself and be upset. I want to know if it was originally a Drake song, which is fair. I can see that because again, before French Montana dropped it on his like, what was it, like Mac and Cheese, Coke Boys 5, whatever fucking album that was, and he had like 120 versions of that bitch. But anyways, with that being said, I heard the leak of that for so long. I've heard the Drake, Ross, and French leak for so long. So again, when Wayne was on, I was like, "Oh, this is weird." To be fair, I think I have a version with the Drake, like the newer version with the Wayne and Ross verse, but I also have fucking Drake's shit that didn't make, because that shit was tough. I'm sorry, that song was tough. Yo, Drake, if I'm you, bro, hey, French, I don't know. Again, bro, put out, talk to Aubrey, like, yo. I know we put out the me, Ross and Wayne my nigga. We were re-releasing. We're putting your verse that didn't make it, and we re-releasing it, my nigga, because your verse is too tough. that verse that nigga spit was too damn tough. We need that shit. I'm sorry, we need that motherfucker. You gotta get that shit to us. But anyways, that's really all I gotta say. Hopefully they reconcile. That's really it. What do y'all think? Comments down below, links in the description. Besides that, it's your friendly neighborhood K.A. signing off for today, the Black TJ Dick while they're doing this thing. My name ring bells like Quasimodo. Hit like, subscribe, be trying to hit a little bit more to you heard me. And I'm gone. Slimes on the P-Shells gang. Aye.